Threads is pretty much dead, but the worst is yet to come. The copycat app saw massive initial success as disgruntled users and advertisers seized the opportunity to escape the Musk madhouse. CEO Zuckerberg ended an 11-year tweet hiatus just to gloat, while Musk fired back with a cease and desist letter accusing Meta of misappropriating trade secrets and poaching former Twitter employees. The rivalry has even escalated to a proposed fight between the billionaire tech bros. But all this circus frenzy has conveniently diverted attention away from the dark machinations of an evil megacorp hard at work. Meta's sales pitch for Threads seems to be simply that it's not Twitter. But the app was birthed from a big tech monopoly power known for privacy abuses run by the worst guy on earth. And Threads is just one of the many puppet strings Zuckerberg is pulling to try to control everything in your life. And he's getting richer doing it too. We all expected Meta to lay low after its massive layoffs, but then emerged Threads, Instagram's text-based conversation app that appears to be the Zuck's personal attack on Musk's Twitter. X. The two have always had a fierce rivalry, but Zuckerberg's pointed strike seems premature and desperate considering Threads' infancy and blatant imitation. It's a particularly sharp dig at Musk because Zuckerberg has always had the nasty reputation for being a copycat. But for the first time in years, he's riding a wave of good press for going after a competitor. From ruthless cost-cutting to hasty rebranding, Twitter users have had enough of the chaos under Musk's leadership. And with Threads offered as an alternative to Twitter, sanitized of Musk, many are welcoming the app with open arms. But one of the biggest problems with Threads is its pledge to operate on kindness and friendliness. Instagram head and Threads founder Adam Mosseri said the algorithm won't promote serious or political content. Not surprisingly, the app is already being accused of censorship, with many pockets of the internet already yawning from the vapidity of the Threads experience in contrast to the trolls of Twitter. And with content so heavily curated, the app is just another outlet for the megacorp to control everything that's put before our eyeballs. If Threads won't encourage authentic emotions, organic engagement, or real news, then the platform will end up as nothing more than an advertiser's dreamland with cringe material sprinkled in, forever a prisoner of its own sterile bubble. This then begs the question, who was this app made for anyway? At first glance, Threads may have been simply viewed as a way to grow Meta even more, but it serves an even greater purpose of cushioning Zuckerberg's Metaverse initiatives. In the battle to disprove skeptics that write off AR and VR as fringe technology, Zuckerberg is still fighting to keep his pet project alive. But in a post-pandemic world recovering from prolonged social distancing, the public attitude toward a digital universe has been lukewarm at best. Sure, small doses of VR are enjoyable, but no one wants to spend time in Horizon worlds. And we sure as hell don't want to be strapped into a virtual universe where our human consciousness is monopolized by a social media corporation. The reality of this is that the company is buying time and generating funding through projects like Threads, as it scrambles to figure out valid use cases for the metaverse in our everyday lives. So if the metaverse is on the back burner, then what does Zuckerberg have his eyes on today? Two words: Federation and Universe, better known as Fediverse. Unlike traditional social networks that are self-contained, the Fediverse is a loose alliance of decentralized servers that allows users to connect with each other seamlessly across multiple platforms. It's not surprising that Meta has its sights set on joining the Fediverse. After all, it's found yet another way to broaden Threads' reach across diverse communities. But Threads' potential foray into open social networking has enraged many Fediverse users, with some even signing the anti-Meta FediPact. And their reactions are well-founded. Fediverse thrives on the ethos of sharing and openness, and profit-seeking corporations that encroach upon their territory is a threat to their very existence. But the Fediverse is the last thing Meta should even be thinking about, because the survival of the app is literally hanging on by a thread. It's already being called the inferior clone of Twitter. Threads offers no new features, has no competitive advantages, and even deprives users of familiar functions like hashtags, which ironically was a huge deal in the early Instagram days. The app was launched half-baked, tacked onto a platform that is already creeping closer to its deathbed, and instead of working to fix a once beloved visual sharing app, Meta chose to expand upon it, but through a completely different medium of text and conversation. It's also frighteningly easy to sign up on Threads. Your Instagram username and verification carry over, and before you know it, you're part of the important conversations. Yay. Threads may have taken the shortcut by leveraging Instagram's user base for an easy sign-up process, but the people can't be fooled. This shiny new app still comes with all the meta baggage. As the hype dies down, the focus has been turned back to Threads' near-zero privacy. Threads may be collecting much more data than we thought. Twitter is far from perfect, but it's never asked users to fork over financial and health information. Though, with Meta's existing troves of personal data, we're all pretty much doomed anyway. I mean, Zuckerberg has already confirmed plans to monetize Threads once its user base is big enough. It's just a matter of time before even more of our personal data is harvested. Brace yourselves for even more hyper-personalized ads coming to a screen near you. Let's not forget, our data was improperly sold off not that long ago. The fact that this app is still not available in the EU also speaks volumes about data and privacy concerns. Meta is having to go up against Europe's Digital Markets Act, which puts the company at risk of large fines for violation of data sharing laws, especially considering how the Threads Instagram data sharing is so intertwined. I mean, you can deactivate your Threads profile, but if you want to delete it, your Instagram account will have to go too. And this stickiness is all by design because it pressures you to stay on Meta's highly integrated web of products that continuously builds an increasingly detailed data profile of you. It's terrifying to even think about one corporation controlling everything about everyone. Is this our future? So while the company talks big of a safe space for so-called kindness, Threads is merely another cog in Meta's data mining machine. The oohs and ahs of the internet's shiny new toy have died down, and it's clear that Threads is nothing more than a hyped-up YOLO launch doomed for the meta graveyard of failures. Most of us want no part in this battle of the billionaire egos. Paying any more attention to this publicity stunt only feeds the Zuck's monetization machine and distracts us further from the darker underbelly of Meta's data mining atrocities. Zuckerberg already has his sticky fingers in everything, and Threads is another puppet string he's controlling to monetize yet another aspect of your life. But maybe we can take back some control by not participating in his sick social experiment. And maybe we can fight to regain some sanity and protect what's left of our privacy. Or at least, until TikTok decides it wants to be the next Twitter too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.